Live. Hey, fellow Mouseketeers, it's England Team, the homegrown tourist here. And I've got a couple of friends with me. The Authenticator, Dalton, as always.
Yes, hello everyone.
And new to the channel, but he's going to be a mainstay, is Professor Pixel.
Howdy.
Yeah, and you, sir, are a park guy. You actually live in the area as well, right?
Yes. Yes.
Ah, good. So definitely have. Now, are you a Disney movie fan?
Yeah, I see most of the Disney movies out. I only think I just saw the second Wreck-It Ralph yesterday, but other than that, I'm pretty sure I'm all caught up.
Okay, Dalton, you're fired. I'm just kidding. No, but it's really good to have that third voice whenever we are talking about the movies and such. I always think that would be very good, and somebody to break me and Dalton up, because I am the Paula of movie reviews. We have discovered I tend to like things a lot easier than he does.
Though you were significantly harder on Lion King than I was.
I did not like at all. I did not like the remake at all. It was not good to me. But hey, wow! I took off the glasses and then the camera went blurry. Yeah, it's a mess, you know. And I'm not the biggest fan of the original. I was a little bit older at that point. My daughters were just being born and everything, so I wasn't like 100% into the cartoons and such like that. But I watched it. I was like, it was okay. It was good. I'm not putting it down. I didn't hate it or anything like that. And I love the music, and it's got a great score. It really does. But yeah, I just it never resonated with me as some of the other movies did, especially in the Renaissance. I don't know where I would put it. I might put it like right up. I don't know. I don't think it was as good as Little Mermaid. It wasn't as good as Aladdin. Definitely wasn't good as Beauty and the Beast. But when I get to color, yeah, it was definitely better than Pocahontas. Let's see, Hercules. That is a question. I don't know. We'll have to talk about. We'll have to do our own list sometimes, and we'll have a countdown like me and Rob count down the '80s movies over at the Extreme Movie Show. By the way, if you're not subscribed to Extreme Movie Show, you should be. It's a great movie show. We've known each other 35 years, talked about movies for 35 years. It's a lot of fun over there. But yeah, we could do that kind of thing here where we go through each age of Disney movies. You know about the ages, right?
Yes.
Yep. Fragminion, what up? First, he hates all things Star Wars. Now the Disney movie tunes. So much hate the grow on. Okay, over at I Love Comics, I did do a video today because I don't know. You know, there's kind of a there's a thing that's happening, and the one thing that triggered me, if I'm gonna borrow that crappy term, was I saw a tweet somebody sent out. They went to Galaxy's Edge, and they were at the opening. They didn't even go in. This is the Galaxy's Edge at Walt Disney. They didn't even go in. They were right at the opening. Oh, look at this. Is horrible, and that's horrible, and it's bad, and look, it's a failure. And everybody's so excited to announce anything Star Wars is a failure these days that I made a video that kind of parodied it. I'm not commenting on the comments or anything until the video's been out for a bit, because I want to see how many people get on to me for hating Disney Star Wars and how many people actually watch to the end and get mad at me for not hating Star Wars as much as I should. Yeah, because at the end I actually say, look, it looks cool. The preview looks cool, except for that dumb lightsaber at the end. Have y'all seen the preview?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the preview. I saw your video right after, and through most of it, I was like, has he had a bad day or something? Like England team.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. I knew most of the people who seen a lot of my videos would be going, okay, something's up here. Something's up here. Pope Size actually said that. He goes, you know, at first I was really believing. Then I thought, you're going a little bit far with this, so I'm going to ride this out. And sure enough, at the end, I go, hey, look, you know, it does. It looks cool to me. I don't like the lightsaber at the end, but I don't think I would have a problem with it had she flipped it open and then activated it,
Mhm.
like maybe if she even went, she's do a little spin thing and then activated it, fine, awesome. Then we could see it's like her bow staff and it's a lightsaber. I'd be really cool about that. We would see it's a little bit more like Darth Maul.
Yeah,
Fine.
the double saber.
Yeah, but instead she puts it in front of her and then she spins it open. I'm thinking that is a cut foot. That's you're gonna slice off your kneecaps with this thing.
Yeah,
And that's why it looked silly to me.
Mhm.
His year past the Disney might be in jeopardy now. Hey, Eric Breen saying, sorry I'm late, had to finish. I know I love comics video after watching an old man comics video. You haven't started any new channels, have you? Not today. But I am trying to get them all covered today. So yes, there is an extreme movie video coming as well. So anyway, we're going to be talking about some of the stuff they were talking about in D23. I thank you very much, Professor Pixel, for joining us for this, and I hope you you hang out for a lot of the other live streams. And thank you again, Dalton, for showing up. It's really cool.
Anytime.
Yeah. All righty. So I'm going to start sharing my my screen here, which usually I hope. Of course, I'm all prepared. I need to grab my phone so I can read comments.
Professionals, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, somebody actually said in the comment section that you know it's an Englentine video when he screws up and he doesn't care.
Well, I mean, they're not wrong, are they?
Not in particularly. I don't script my videos because I want to talk to you, not at you. And a lot of times I notice when I write different, I almost like write Stan Lee. Whenever I write something out and I try to make everything flowery for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it sounds disingenuous to me. But if I'm speaking, then it sounds a little bit, it sounds more
natural.
Well, natural.
It sounds hollow when you're just reading off a page, even if it's something that you wrote. I have the same problem. That's why I don't script.
Yeah, it's because dang it, I'm boomering my own dang phone here. Yeah, it's because I try to sound smart whenever I write something out, and then when I speak, you guys know, okay, yeah, that ain't him. So I figure, yeah, of course, yeah. Plus, I think you can't hear my rolling R's. Is anybody else getting that? Hey, want to come see my vacation slides feeling?
Okay.
That is so. That is so accurate, sir.
Another stream.
Yeah. Okay, hold on just a second. Let me get. Okay, it's telling me while it's hooking me up to everything that I'm not online. Of course, my phone's taking forever. Anywho, woohoo! More likes than actual watchers. Really? Seriously? Yeah, I got 5 likes and 4 watches. That means somebody jumped on, liked it, and said, "Yeah, on second thought, I'm out."
or alternatively, it's the usual, I will like this and then come back to it later and pick it.
That could happen. Or it's because I'm not watching it, but I do like the videos. I always like my own videos.
See, I don't like mine because I feel like it's
nobody likes. I'm just kidding.
Self-indulgent.
Well, actually, when I first started on I Love Comics 3 years ago, I read everything, just trying to figure out how to do this. And YouTube says, "Don't forget to like your video." You do like it, right? Well, yeah, okay, that makes sense. So I figure it's like throwing a dime or two into the tip jar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's how. So okay, I'm good with it. Okay, now let's see if I can get this going so I could share the screen and I could read the comments and do everything I'm supposed to do. Oh, wow, no wonder. Okay, Extreme Movie Show. Okay, I Love Comics.
Without technical difficulties.
Old Man Comics. No, wait, hey, where's the... That's like nice. Where's the homegrown tourist? That just oh, I got a message from China. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Pardon? Oh, it says how's everything going, Aaron? It's going fine, thank you, Lou.
I was joking. You didn't have to tell us. I was just jokingly going to ask what's trying to ask you.
Oh yeah. Just a little catch up, I guess. Just saying, hey, what's up? Not much, Lou. What's going on with you? I'm just trying to find my channel here so I can read some YouTube comments and we can finally get on with the show because this is actually going a little bit too far.
We here at the Homegrown Tourist appreciate your patience with our technical difficulties.
We do, especially considering the only guy on camera right now is looking down and not at the camera he's supposed to be looking at.
Our Imagineers are hard at work to make something enjoyable for the whole family.
Dang straight. But what gets me is I can't get to my own channel with this. There it goes. Okay, there we are. Your channel. Thank you. It's like I got everybody else's. I'm not very good. Yeah. Oh, and there we are. Okay, cool. So in here,
are we gonna be
best vids or blendered vids? A message from China. Are they asking to become a Maoist communist? No, although I do have a friend that is part of the party. And it is something because I also have a friend in Hong Kong. So I'm getting two different stories on what's going on down there. And I'm not exactly telling one where I really stand, but yeah, the other one definitely. So anywho, let me share this up because I want to talk about a few things. There's some really exciting things that came out of D23. Of course, the Star Wars stuff I talked about over on I Love Comics. But I figured we would talk about some of the movie stuff as well. And let's start with this one because I think it's kind of the smaller one. And I know there's a bit of a delay, so I'm going to try to go along with it. So the first thing is up is we got a first look at D23, Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt. And, of course, it talks about how the whole movies based on ride things are a bit hit or miss. What about you guys? Which ones are the hits and which ones are the misses? Or is there a hit that's not called Pirates?
That's a good question. Aside from the Pirates franchise, most of them have been very, very hackneyed.
Very not good. Yeah. But have you liked any of them? Like Mission to Mars, Country Bear Jamboree. There was of course, the Haunted Mansion one is particular famous. I would love to see Teacups ride.
I mean, okay, so
isn't the Teacups ride basically Alice in Wonderland?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I was going to make another joke about wanting to see a movie based on the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. I think that would be really cool. Yeah, I love that movie. It's so cool. But in all honesty, the Haunted Mansion's a guilty pleasure of mine.
I enjoy the Haunted Mansion. What was the one you listed before that?
Country Bear Jamboree, Mission to Mars. I know what
is a horrid movie.
Which one?
Country Bear Jamboree.
Country Bear Jamboree. Yeah, it is bad. But I'll tell you what, it's got one of the best Christopher Walken performances out there. He goes full Shatner. He knows he's in a crap movie, so he just pours it on, man.
Bears.
It is. He's a professional armpit farter. And he throws himself into it. It's really good. I mean, it's his performances at least. So yeah. Now back to stuff about people dressed up like mice. Yeah. So anyway, it goes on to say Dwayne
You did it again.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Thank you, because Dwayne the Johnson is not good for this particular channel. Dwayne the Rock Johnson entered via a mini Jungle Cruise boat and proceeded to high-five audience members and hype up the movie. He introduced the film and then showed a trailer, which they don't show us. I mean, I appreciate the picture, but we've seen it. I want to see a trailer here, guys. Come on. And it was largely all about him. He's the action hero hired to take people upriver to find a mystical healing tree. Okay, a little bit more story here. And then just as Johnson made a joke about how he made a movie about heroic men kicking butt and saving the girl, then Emily Blunt shows up, not in a boat, but a classic car to say, yeah, no, I'm not here for this sexist crap.
Oh,
She didn't say that literally.
And it says didn't say that literally. So the Bleeding Cool here is lying to us.
Oh,
surprise! Blunt
God forsaken.
I know, right?
Mary or Bleeding Cool.
Then shows another cut of the trailer. This one focusing more on her character, a preeminent scientist and just as capable, and with her name first in the credits. The one-upmanship continued as they continued to poke at one another. I was a demigod Maui. Oh, you were an animated demigod. I was literally Mary Poppins. No,
you weren't.
Yeah, Emily. No, she was. She just wasn't our Mary Poppins. I mean, there are some people, there are some kids that like that movie better. Not me at all.
Okay, it wasn't insufferable, but was it practically perfect in every way? No.
It wasn't. It was actually okay. Actually, I cannot believe at this point I don't like this movie more than you. So I've got to turn to Professor Pixel. Where do you stand on the whole Mary Poppins Returns things?
I expected worse, so I'm okay with it.
Okay.
When I expect worse and something isn't as bad as I expect, I'm like, okay, I'll give you props for that. And
I survived. I'm good.
I give it on the other hand for the songs. The songs is the saving grace of that movie.
Oh no. Oh no.
Not all of the music. There was like a couple songs in there that were enjoyable, but I don't like all of it.
So bad. The thing is, and we did a live stream here when the trailer came out, and we were talking about the trailer. I was so jazzed for that movie. I love Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins is my favorite film right now, of all time, and it has been for quite a long time. And I know this is a rolling list, you know, a movie always slips in there, but to me, I just absolutely adore Mary Poppins.
If you remember, I was in the chat during that stream, and I was the opposite. I was not jazzed for it at all. Yeah.
Well, hey, there you go. Let's see. It says the vibe here is very much African Queen, romancing the Stone Indiana Jones with a little bit of Jumanji. But this is also pure Disney. They brought up that Jungle Cruise was an original Disneyland attraction and that the first cruise skipper was Walt himself. Tied to that legacy and embracing some of the sillier elements of the source material, the trailer even made a reference to the backside of water, a joke which all Jungle Cruise aficionados will appreciate. Blunt and Johnson make a great Kathleen Turner or Michael Douglas, Katharine Hepburn, Humphrey Bogart revamp. Their chemistry is infectious. And if this is what they're making the movie around, I'm all for it. And especially if it's going to poke at overzealous mask. Yeah, no.
Right.
Right up until the end. And here's the thing. I am not a fan of making a man weak to make a woman look strong. The two of them bickering back and forth like that, that's awesome because they are two equal characters, both with their both with their strengths, and that makes her stronger. That makes him stronger.
Yeah,
but
the way you do something like this is like the two main characters of the Mummy movies. The Brendan Fraser one. He's
more physical and she's the intelligence.
Yeah. That's the way you do it. But the way it seems like they're doing it is he's going to be this over-the-top machismo factory, and she's going to come and put him in his place basically for the entire movie.
Well,
is the way Bleeding Cool is making the sound. Now,
yes, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Salt because it's the Bleeding Cool, but yeah, I don't need feminism in Jungle Cruise. Thanks.
No. Well, here's the thing: you're gonna get it, but the way you get it is what really matters. If they make, if now, like you said, it's Bleeding Cool, they could be messing up this completely. if you get a strong character from The Rock and a strong character from Emily Blunt, you are getting a feminist character, but it's done right because it's not announcing, hey, look at me, look at what I'm doing, looky, 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 I need your approval. That is where it really falls apart, this new thing where they have to announce it, because if you're announcing it, that's what you're doing. You're seeking the approval, and that makes you weaker. Anyway, there you go. What do you think? Are you guys jazzed for the Jungle Cruise movie?
I'm going to
I was
watch it.
looking forward to it until about 5 minutes ago.
I still am. I've got hope. I like Emily Blunt. I like The Rock. And
I can't let articles ruin movies for me.
Definitely not from Bleeding Cool.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing, though. They mentioned that the Jungle Cruise is a little bit Jumanji-esque. Let's be honest, guys. The reason you are making this movie is largely because Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle almost made $1 billion.
And that movie was, I loved it. I loved it.
It was good.
Okay,
it was very, very good. It deserved every bit of success it got. But my point is, Bleeding Cool, maybe don't mention the thing that Disney is blatantly copying while you're talking about the movie that Disney is using to blatantly copy it. Please.
I'm good with it. What do you got to say, Professor? And then we're going to move on.
I'm pretty sure that Jungle Cruise was announced like around the same time as Jumanji. Not as it came out, but it's been announced for a long time that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was going to star in Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, but if anything in development hell that signs The Rock, you're going to get it made. I mean, come on, if they made Jaws and it stars The Rock as the shark, then somebody's going to say, all right, I'm in.
Okay, now I want that.
Yeah.
God dang it.
Land shark. Let's see. Frag Minion saying, I don't remember the Mission to Mars movie. The people who saw Mission to Mars don't remember the Mission to Mars movie. The one thing I've got to say that's better about Country Bears is at least you remember that you saw the Country Bears. Let's see. I was the guy who saved the money and didn't go see those movies. Christy saying Mary Poppins will always be Julie Andrews. The new movie was okay. She liked it better than I did also. Let's see. Agreed. Tilliam, hey, how you doing? Says Julie Andrews is always Mary Poppins. See, I didn't think that Emily Blunt did a bad performance. She got stern right, but she didn't get the soft part right. When she was stern, she was almost a bit harsh. While Mary Poppins, even when she was stern, you got a feeling like she really, really cared, and I think that's where she missed it. Maybe they'll get Ryan Johnson to direct. Let's see. So The Rock will die in the first 5 minutes, and Blunt will ram something with a boat. I could watch that. All right. All righty. So we're going to move on to the next movie here that they announced, and then we got something a little more parkish. But this is Pixar's latest film, Soul, is a metaphysical comedy with the studio's first black lead. Now, here's the thing. I don't care. Who cares? Anybody care?
I kind of care that Jamie Foxx is the one voice.
No, I mean about the first black lead thing.
No.
It's once again, it's like, hey, virtue will signal you. Okay, okay. Jamie Foxx is awesome. You don't need to announce, hey, look, he's black. We can see that. We know that. We know who he is. Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. And that's what it's all about. And I'm not a big fan of that. Just do it. We don't care. Just do it. So it says Pixar has revealed more information about a new original movie, Soul. The animated film was announced in June 2019 with Pete Docter, Up, Inside Out, which Up is mine and Gail's movie. We love it. I love Inside Out. These are two very strong films. So yeah, and he's set to direct. Okay, right there, I'm in. That's all you got to do. Tell me the guy who's behind Up and Inside Out is involved. I'm in. I'm good. The original nebulous plot description read, ever wonder where your passion, your dreams, and your interests come from? What is it that makes you, you? Soul takes you on a journey from the streets of New York to the cosmic realms to discover the answers to life's most important questions. And says Doctor, who attended Disney's D23 Expo, offered a few more details on the plot. Who would make a cartoon about metaphysics? And that's why I thought we would read this, Dalton, because I figured you would be into it.
Yeah, I'm already on board with this, and I love the recent trend that Pixar is doing, where they're exploring more abstract, high concept stuff. Like, Inside Out was a child's sort of take on psychology or growing up. Coco was about dealing with death and the afterlife and that sort of metaphysical angle. And now they're sort of combining them. That's why I made the joke earlier when we were off air about Soul being kind of Inside Out meets Coco, because it is kind of, we take the afterlife metaphysics aspect of Coco and we apply it to something kind of technical and clinical like Inside Out. So I'm all for this.
And I, like I said, I loved Inside Out. And I'll tell you what, as far as Coco is concerned, I can't watch the movie because every time I do, my ceiling leaks just so it falls right here. It's bothersome. Yes, that is what happens every time.
I will tell you, as someone who has studied metaphysics heavily since he was a kid, if this movie had come out around the time that like Ratatouille had come out, this would be my all-time favorite movie. I have a feeling.
You like Ratatouille?
I love Ratatouille. Until Coco came out, it was my favorite Pixar movie.
We're gonna have to, the three of us, we're gonna have to go over some Pixar movies and talk about top 10s and all that kind of stuff, and the bests and the worsts.
Just tell me more.
Yeah, is there a worsts? Yes, there is actually. Since they started doing sequels, there are worsts.
Okay. I thought you were going to go with the typical answer of The Good Dinosaur, but I actually like The Good Dinosaur.
Okay. Let's see. Goes on to say the main character is Joe Gardner, a middle school band director with a love of jazz. He dreams of playing at the Half Note, New York's prestigious jazz club. Then, after 20 years of trying, he gets his wish. In a trailer, we see, once again, that's not provided. Yeah, it's not provided. I know. Come on, man. Which we'll probably be getting one soon. And when we do, I'll do a trailer breakdown. Let's see. In a trailer, we see him emerge from a subway and rehearse on the piano at the club. When he nabs the gig, he's beaming and walking back down the street where he falls down a manhole and dies. Well, that just did a 180. Was that serious? His soul separates from his body and goes to the great beyond. The film revolves around U Seminar, an otherworldly location where souls are trained with quirks, abilities, and interests, all the things that make you, you. Doctor said at the presentation, once ready, the souls graduate from U Seminar. Joe is of the new souls at U Seminar. There he meets a soul named 22, who thinks Earth sucks and has remained at U Seminar for 100 years. His journey with 22 will make him think about what it meant to have a soul. Okay. And the cast is one of Pixar's first with a majority of black actors. Joe will be voiced by Oscar winner Jamie Foxx. Felicia Rashad is Joe's mom. Hamilton's Daveed Diggs plays Joe's nemesis, Paul. Questlove will sound off in the film as drummer named Curly. Tina Fey is set to voice 22. All righty, there you go. Once again, I think we would have gotten the idea as to
honestly, the fact that they're focusing so heavily on the black thing is
well, you know what? I've got to say this. That probably was not. That wasn't Disney. It looks like it was Polygon. It's in the title. It was, in the write-up. If you read the write-up, nothing about and it's this guy.
Okay, but Polygon's focus on it is ticking me off because the actual selling point is
the story.
Pixar doing a heavily metaphysical story about the afterlife and your soul. Like that in and of itself should be enough to sell it.
I know, right? It is. It sounds awesome.
It reminds me a lot of one of the Dr. Seuss shorts from the 60s and 70s. It was called, I think, the Hoober Boob Highway. It was about a baby before he was incarnated on Earth and essentially figuring out what his life was going to be like. It's giving me a lot of those vibes. It's also giving me a lot of, oddly enough, Sound of Her Wings vibes, like he plays at the jazz club and then he falls in a manhole. Kind of reminds me of the comedian who got electrocuted.
Sound of Her Wings is a comic book from the Sandman series.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're on the different channel, dude.
I know, but I can't help but make that connection because
that's cool. That's cool. Alrighty, so let's see what we've got. Let's see. Up was better than Inside Out. I agree. Coco, Ratatouille, Soul Food. Anyone else getting hungry? Says Frag Minion. So Disney doing Ezekias. Okay.
Kind of. It's reminding me a little bit more of like E.A. Hoffman at this point, but
all righty.
Yeah, well, that's a good reference, I guess.
And the final story of the night, the Star Wars Hotel. And I'm sorry, we got to go parks here on you, Dalton. But hey, it's Star Wars. We could talk about it. The Star Wars Hotel is basically a Disney cruise ship on land. Now have you been to Galaxy's Edge there, Prof?
Yes.
All righty. We definitely have to do a little talking about Galaxy's Edge as well. How did you like the experience?
Of the place?
Yeah. Going around. Did you throw yourself into it like I did, or how did you?
I was a little more held back, but I definitely saw what you were talking about. I went into the cantina, and they have you waiting in line. And when we were waiting to be called to go in, the person went on about how what's the owner of the cantina's name? Uma is not here, so that's good for me. Yeah, living here is. And she had a whole story behind her day. Like, but other than that, though, I mostly just looked around.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys have seen the videos yet, I threw myself and I talked to people. I wanted to hear their stories. I wanted to know about Batu, which, by the way, in the video, I noticed I was saying Baktu. Most of the time, and then somebody when I was talking said Batu, and I heard it right, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's 3 hours of me saying the wrong word." But what you gonna do? If it's well,
you're a tourist, it's an accent or something.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, we'll blame it on that. It was part of the character, right?
Excellent save, Dalton.
So this has got me wishing I was rich, to tell you the truth. I would love to be able to stay at the Star Wars Hotel from what I've heard. Let's see what it's got to say about it. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is the latest expansion in Disney parks, but it's not the only big Star Wars thing coming to Disney parks. Accompanying the land is the brand new Star Wars themed hotel, an immersive experience that aims to bring guests to a galaxy far, far away. At D23 this weekend, the hotel's name was revealed: Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser in universe. Guests will hear the ship called the Halcyon, and it's owned by a company called Chandrila Starline. A scale model of the ship, as it is within the story, of course, reveals just how big it is. Much like the Galaxy's Edge theme park, the Galactic Star Cruiser is set to be an immersive experience where guests will be active participants and stories that unfold around them on their galactic journey. And that's something that I highly recommend you go into Galaxy's Edge with. And if you're staying at the hotel, obviously you want to be a part of it. You are
for the win.
Yeah, you are a character in this particular story as well. So be a character. If you go in like I saw, what was her name, Star Wars girl. If you go in like her, oh look, it sucks. Yeah, you're gonna have a bad experience doing anything. I don't care if you go in with that particular attitude. If you go in and you're part of the story, if you're there and you're having a good time, it makes it better. It really does. Let's see. Bob Chapek, chairman of Disney Parks Experiences and Products, announced that the Halcyon experience is a 2-night adventure in which participants board and depart together. The voyage begins at Walt Disney World. Upon check-in, visitors enter a launch pod, not a lunch pod, that whisks them through the stars to the Halcyon. All the windows aboard the Halcyon have a view out into space. Concept art shows aliens, including Chewbacca, walking through the lobby, and that would be the top picture that we were looking at. What do you guys think?
I want to do this like right now.
Yeah, if I had money, I'd be sign me up.
Yeah, I know, right? So here's the original concept as I heard it. You have your my play, there's a what is it? Disney Play. It's a little game that you put on your phone. It's an app, and you could play games while you're waiting in line. It gives you a map around and such. You can find things. And if you have that app, your score on the Millennium Falcon and other things that happen to you around Galaxy's Edge is recorded on it. So when you go back to the hotel, people know about this. They know what happened. They know your score. They know if you're a good Jedi or a bad Jedi, and they know if you're with the dark side or the light side, whatever. And they'll act and react to you accordingly. Now, that was the original concept from what I heard. And when I heard that, I was like, I must do this.
It must be done.
Yeah, I mean,
that's done now.
That's amazing. I thought it would be on your Magic Band. Like they would be able to add everything to your Magic Band, which I think it would be easy to do. You just, if they have something at the ride, you could zap in and then you whatever you're doing. And
sensor or whatever.
Yeah. But damn, that sounds pretty damned awesome. Oh, excuse the language. Oops. That sounds
wrong
pretty
channel.
Yeah, language. I know. So I guess this is the ship here. This is the Halcyon or Halcyon. Of course, it's pretty big, I guess. It looks Star Destroyer-ish. And that's what you're supposed to be making believe that you are riding on. Save the interactive stuff for the parks. If I'm in a hotel, that is chillaxing time, says Frag. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of them knowing,
when I go to a theme park or something, it really annoys me actually when there's like modern or mundane stuff where there shouldn't be.
Yeah.
It's like I go here for this. It's like with like a murder mystery dinner theater party or something. When I go to one of those, I want everything in there to be something related to what I'm here to do. Yeah. So
hey, Kevin.
I'm all for the interaction personally, but
yeah, me too.
In
all honesty, I'm looking forward to it. Well, here's the thing: if you want this kind of experience, obviously the Star Wars hotel here. What are we calling it again? The Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser in Universe. Okay, so yeah, if you want that experience, you come here. But as far as what Frag Minion's talking, there's a whole ton of hotels otherwise. But I also do. Oh, I see. They got the Millennium Falcon right here next to the Starship to give it scale. So, yeah. So you've actually seen, if you're in Hollywood Studios, you've seen how big the Millennium Falcon is, and it's huge. So, yeah, that's all. Okay, I see. That works. But yeah, I do also know that there's some dinner shows and there's some places you go to where they're more playful, but you can opt out by doing a certain thing, or, you might put your napkin in a certain way and all the players know don't bother you. So they could probably do something like that. Also, Kevin saying, I'm excited for Mandalorian and Obi-Wan's story, and I wish Rogue One and Solo took that approach. I actually liked Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One is probably the best Disney-based Star Wars thing we've gotten so far, honestly.
Well, Last Jedi, then Rogue One.
Oof.
I'm ticking off everybody.
Infinite oof.
Yep. Hey, Maverick, how you doing, sir? So, yeah, this looks amazing. I want to be a part of this. I want to be in this so badly.
I'll probably be wanting for a long time before we actually go to doing.
Yeah, this is a lot of Ko-Fis. Ann Morrow Johnson, executive producer and creative director of Walt Disney's Imagineering, warned that the choices guests make in the immersive hotel experience may actually have an impact on the story of their stay. Emphasizing Kylo Ren and the dark side's influence, those impactful activity choices also carry over to their planet excursion or port day on Batuu, the home of Galaxy's Edge. Also, it goes backwards. If you act like you're part of Kylo Ren, maybe a knight of Kylo Ren, then when you go to Batuu, everybody knows to be nervous of you. And this is something I think
it goes both ways, honestly. I would imagine, like, if you're going on a multi-day stay, stuff you do in the parks will carry over to your hotel stay, and then stuff you do in the hotel can also.
Here's something I noticed. When the stormtroopers walking around, a lot of the good employees, the ones that were really into it, started acting tense. There was one girl that was telling me a story, and she's like, "Ooh, I don't like them." And it's like, "Oh, okay. Well, the stormtroopers coming around, okay." And I thought that was really cool. And at one point, I did the whole line. What was it? You're a little short for a stormtrooper. And she's like, "Are you trying to provoke them? Wait, are you part of that?" And I thought that was really cool.
Well,
it's
to be
great.
fair. That's exactly how you would react to stormtroopers in the Star Wars universe, because they're basically space Nazis.
I hope they never lose that, because over at Universal, the people who work at in the Wizarding World have kind of lost the magic a little bit. They've stopped being people in the Wizarding World and started being employees, and I'm pretty sure it's been beaten out of them, because Universal is very much about the numbers. I've worked there for 15 years. I know what I'm talking about. They just want to get people in, and it leaves very little time to play around. So we'll see.
Yeah,
First order stormtroopers look like ducks.
I remember when Wizarding World first opened, everyone was really into it from all the clips that I saw.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. To the point where you were not supposed to tell people where the entrance was. You literally had people walk by the Wizarding World because they could at Diagon Alley, because they couldn't figure out why people were. They couldn't figure out why people were walking through the wall. If you just go through follow everybody, it's not all that hard. But yeah, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I said because they're too much Muggles, and in the Harry Potter universe, it's very well established. Muggles don't see a thing.
That's true. Let's see. It says, what are the activities? Johnson hinted at one. Kids and grown-ups alike will get to face off against a training remote in a lightsaber training, just like Luke aboard the Millennium Falcon in the original film. Reaching within and discovering any nascent connection to the Force could prove valuable. There will also be hidden spaces on the ship to meet characters, having secret conversations and planning sessions. And this is right here, I guess this was concept art of doing the lightsaber bit. See, that's awesome. Come on, some kid with his plastic lightsaber, or maybe one of those $200 jobs that they get in Batuu, is going to have a blast playing this thing, man.
I had a video game once that was kind of like a Wii. It would connect to your TV and would have motion sensors and stuff, where you did that, and the remote was the webcam. It was really cool that way. So I can imagine a bigger budget version of that, and that would be
It's awesome.
Pretty freaking awesome, yeah.
Let's see. According to the new D23, a cabin on the Star Cruiser, which sleeps 5, starts at $3,000. Disney has yet to announce an official opening date for the hotel. Okay, now that's one that sleeps 5. Is that the smallest they have? But $3,300 a night? Holy Toledo!
It was $1,000 a night.
See, that might be a smaller one. Either way, here's something I've got to say I think Disney's messing up on. Disney is so thinking that everybody's going to be so incredibly excited to do anything Star Wars. I have a feeling they're pricing themselves out. I really do. Yeah. I think somebody got greedy, and they've raised the prices. Do you have an annual pass? Did you notice it went from 65 to 77?
I heard about it recently.
Yeah, the biggest the annual pass I've got went from $65 a month to $77 a month. And so yes, I am going a lot now.
Got to get your money worth.
Damn straight. And all the tickets have raised. It's now 130 for a 1 day, and that's on a slow period. If you go during summertime, if you go during Christmas, it can be upwards $200. It's ridiculous.
The problem, of course, is that Disney is run by Tordarians. Mind tricks don't work on me. Only money.
Yeah. Tillium, when will Disney declare their and bring? Never. Are you kidding me? Disney not doing his. No. I know that they spent a lot of money recently, but no. But greed and Disney, those words seem strange when you put them together. Sometimes Disney has bills to pay. Fox didn't come cheap, but the MCU makes bahillions. They got all the monies. Exactly. They're doing fine. And you know what? There's going to be some people who are going to pay $3,000 a night at this hotel.
There are people who love Star Wars that much, so it's not like. And also, it sleeps 5, so I would imagine that would be enough for your entire family if you're like a family of 5.
It says it sleeps 5. Now, here's the thing: it costs $3,000 a month, but it only costs us $600 a person. I mean, that's still a lot of money for people like ourselves. But if you are somebody with the spending cash, you got 4 friends, you want to go out there and stay, then you get them together and you figure, okay, we're all going to splurge for a room. But it would be more than for just one night, though. Waits for the homeless and the squatters to invade Disney. Oh, my goodness gracious. But $3,300. Holy Toledo, that's expensive.
That's a lot of Republic credits there.
It really is. Wow. Just get Breen to pay for us all. He has a throne in the naughty corner. He can afford it. So there you go, guys. Now, okay, so you were excited about the hotel. Now that you hear it's $3,300 a night, how do you feel about it?
Oh, I'm still excited it's going to be there. I'm just never going to get to go.
I'm going to go. I just won't be able to stay unless they have a thing, because most of the hotels you can go to. Unless this is the one hotel they keep everybody who doesn't stay there out of, then I'll never see it. But
what they might do, because what it said is a pod thing, bring you onto the ship. So I imagine there is a walking point for the guests there, but I don't think they're going to let anybody in.
Well, that's the thing. Every other, even Grand Floridian, which is their 5-star, 4-star, because even that one, they let people walk around. They let you go to the restaurants. They let you go just enjoy the activities. But I'm wondering about this one. I'm wondering if this is going to be the one. We'll see. Well,
I think because they said the 3,300 a night room sleep 5, I would imagine those are like for entire families. So there probably is like a $200 or $300 option for a single sleeper, or something along those lines. So
it did say cabin, but we'll see. We'll see.
I'm sure there's smaller rooms, but like I said, it's probably going to be still pricey.
It's not gonna come cheap no matter how you slice it. It's not gonna be exorbitant like that.
The Polynesian is $868 a night. I know, the hotels around the lagoon right there at Magic Kingdom are not cheap. I know that it'll cost you $500 a night over at Animal Kingdom, so they do have their high price hotels. I am very much an all-star guy. If I go out there, I'm staying at the all-star hotel for $130. But I haven't done that in 20 years. I always figured I'd rather go to a nice restaurant and spend $130 than a hotel when I live right around the corner from the park, So, yeah. But anyway, there you go. I actually think it looks cool. I hope they do let us go in and play. But for $3,300 a night, yeah. Unless I win that Powerball and have the $200 million in my pocket, it ain't happening. It ain't happening for my poor tail.
And the first day you do have that much money, that's the first thing you're going to spend it on.
Well, I think I'll end up getting a house and cars, make sure my family's set up. Then we'll talk Disney hotel. You know what? If I have $200 million, screw it. I'll do a comic book Thunderdome for anybody who wants to jump in. You know, we'll have everybody fight for it. I'll invite a family of 5 or people, 5 people over. That would be awesome. All righty, so there you go. That's the stories, gang. Anything to add or to offer?
No, I think we covered everything. Jungle Cruise, I really hope it's not as feminist as it sounds.
Yep.
Soul looks awesome, and I wish it came out when I was a kid because I would have loved it. And the hotel looks also awesome, but based on how affordable it is, it's the question.
Yeah, it looks good. Also, we're gonna have to talk about when we can do these live streams, so we could start talking some top 10s and such like that. I would love to get into that kind of stuff as well, and have been wanting to. And I like the idea of having 3. We could come up with a good way, so we have a not just our personal, but you can average it out and everything. I think it would be really neat. Let's see what we got. You are carrying your own bags. Fragment is saying he's a stuck-up rich guy. Tillium saying the tour of Galaxy's Edge sounds cheaper compared to this hotel. Yeah. Look, Galaxy's Edge is a lot of fun, and yes, you can get in and into the park and tour around that for $136 for a one-day ticket. It's definitely worth it. It's well, also you get the other part. It's the whole park. Anyway.
Right. I think I would really enjoy that because I've always been interested in like the behind the scenes stuff. I always used to binge watch Disney documentaries and stuff. So that would be
you know what? Actually, before we go, why don't we talk about it, man? What did you? Okay, so you just walked around and looked around.
That's what I mostly did. Yeah, that and the ride. I went with my family, so they wanted to see the cantina because that sounded it.
They're alcoholics, yes, of course.
There you go.
Yeah, I get that.
But the prices in the cantina, as soon as you step in, it is like stepping into a modern version of the cantina from the first movie. First.
Yeah, I know. No, it is the first film.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Yes. It's Star Wars. That's what it's called. It's called Star Wars. That's what us old people talk about. It's Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and it's Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. You go in, and it's pretty dark, and they have like flashing lights, almost like it's a club, because that's what they're going for. Do you remember on the Star Tours ride how there used to be a pilot droid?
Yeah.
That droid is in there. He's the DJ.
Okay. Yeah, you know what I was saying when we were I was in the line for Millennium Falcon and the radio was playing music and I would go, "Oh my gosh, that sounds like the droid from." Of course, I'm talking to strangers and they're just looking at me like, "Who are you? Why are you talking to me?" But I'm like, "Hey, that sounds like the droid from the old Star Tours ride." Yeah, so I guess whatever he's I hope it's this way, but whatever he's doing in the canteen may actually be at the Millennium Falcon right there.
Yeah,
on
he's the DJ Rex now.
Oh, so, DJ Rex.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I mean, droids can be reprogrammed, so why not?
Yeah. Unfortunately, right as I was leaving the cantina, they were having a technical difficulty, so they had people working on Rex right then in front of everybody.
Well, I mean, droids break down too, so that is the cool thing about Star Wars animatronics. Most of the Star Wars animatronics are actually going to be droids, so that's probably one you don't have to hide nearly as much because.
Oh, dude, the animatronic. What's that guy's name in the Millennium Falcon?
Holdo. Yeah. Or is it
that is awesome. That is such a great audio animatronic, man. I have never seen anything that smooth.
Yeah, he's a character from the Clone Wars and Rebels. So I recognize him instantly. And I didn't realize they would throw him in there. It was awesome to see him walking around up there.
Yeah, I saw that in the video and it was like, holy crap, they did it.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was so
really
good, man.
all
It
their
really
stars.
is. Because you walk into a room and he's on a scaffolding and he's talking about your mission and what's going to happen and everything. Of course, Chewbacca comes on. He's like, "Hey, we're going to borrow your ship," and his movements are so fluid. And it's kind of funny because the last time you've seen something like this was, of course, the shaman in Pandora. And if you ever watch the movements, it's just so smooth and everything. And this guy, the shaman is dancing. And mind you, it's beautiful audio animatronic.
Mhm.
But he's actually moving and doing little facial tics and little movements and everything and such that makes him look human. Or I guess
Alien.
more alive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. It really is. Mos Eisley Cantina is what Tillium's saying. Oh, and by the way, they're called AT-ATs, not AT-ATs. Stupid kids. Yeah, that is funny. But so what did you play? Were you a engineer? What were you?
I got to do all 3 roles.
At once? That's awesome.
Yeah. Because when we first got there, it was like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
And we had to be in line for the cantina.
Okay.
But it slowed down to the point that it was 25 minutes, and we had about 35 until we had to be in line for the cantina. So we went ahead and rode that, and I did the engineer first. So
yeah.
I did not expect it to be a simulator like it was.
Oh, really? Yeah, me neither. But I'm glad that my first try was at engineer, because since the way they have it is you have 2 pilots up front, then the gunners are in the middle, and then the engineers. The engineers, you could see everything, but it's not as bad. And a lot of times you're focusing on the buttons or in between. So I didn't get sick. Did you? Did you?
No, I never got sick.
When I was the pilot, I was okay for most part because, you're still focused on what you need to do. So I didn't get sick. My mind was off of it until he says, "Okay, Chewbacca's going to take the controls." And it went moo, and my stomach went, "Oh, Lord. Oh, here we go."
Chewbacca took over the controls?
Yeah, at the end, Chewbacca flies you into to the last bit.
I don't remember that happening, really.
Yeah, it happened both times with us. Maybe you had to screw up enough. Like right at the beginning, I was Chewbacca at the in this. So I was in the Chewbacca part. Made a joke, of course, about the fat guy being Chewbacca, but it was like, okay, you move up, push up for going up, pull down for pulling down, go down, and I was and I went right into the ship. So yeah, that was not very good.
The second time on, somebody else, 2 other people were the pilots, and they didn't realize how to get the ship started. So eventually, Holdo keeps going and saying, "We don't have all day. You need to get going."
Yeah, all you got to do is press the green button. That's it.
Yeah.
Just it's lit up. Which here's the thing. I think this is the problem. If you have somebody who doesn't speak English, that's where the problem comes, because they're there for the ride, yeah, but they don't understand the story. They don't understand what's going on as well. And that's not saying anybody's stupid or anything like that. They just don't understand.
It's different language.
Yeah. So they might not know this is an interactive ride. I think they need something to be able to tell people this. Holdo was a better droid than she was a Captain. What?
Then she was a
Captain
Leia.
Holdo was a better droid than she was a Captain. What are you talking about, Tillium?
Holdo is an
Admiral Holdo is what he's talking about. We were talking about Hondo Onaka.
Hondo's his name. Hondo, not Holdo.
Okay. Plus, I don't even remember. I saw the movie. I don't remember that at all.
Holdo, yeah, you're right. Holdo is the name of the purple-haired chick.
Yeah, but we're talking Hondo. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I wanted to do Millennium Falcon again. I want to do it right away, but I don't want to wait in line for a long time.
Yeah, that's going to be the second thing. Right now, they have it regulated, so everybody can go in there and be comfortable. So
Yeah.
it's a little busy, but it's not overwhelming. But
It's
as
kind of
soon
the
as they
ideal
open that
time
up,
to go,
it's going to be
basically.
hell.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit different now than what it's going to be, and that's what I'm afraid of. But then, you know what, it has to be done. I got to check it out, see how it's going to be, because it's one thing when you're walking around on a annual pass preview, and like you said, they're regulating how many people can go in. When they finally open it up to the crowds, and even more so when the next ride is open, I have a feeling that's when we're really going to see it boom. I think it's going to be busy, but it's not going to be as busy because it's pricing itself out. And if you're a family of 4 and you got to spend $130 to $200, why would you go when it is not 100% open?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Hondo's the pirate, right? Pirate, yeah.
Yeah, Hondo is a pirate. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you have a pass, right? Or somebody that gets you in?
I have somebody that gets me in. I have a lot of family members that work for Disney. So.
If you live down here enough, you get your contacts. Mine have aged out, or like myself, lost their position at Disney. My mom worked out at the Christmas shop at Disney Springs, and she got mad at her bosses and on the floor said, "You guys need to get your together."
Oof.
That's one thing if you say it in the back, but you never say it in the front. So yeah, she lost her. Yeah. I worked there in 1987. Yeah. So, and my mother-in-law retired, so she could still get people in, but she hates me.
Oh, well.
So yeah, that's this year. Yeah. So that's why I got the annual pass. Hondo should take Holdo captive and sell her for Republic credits.
Well, she's dead now. Holdo's dead, remember?
Yep. Yeah. She flashed through a couple of ships and everything. So,
also,
okay.
Do you really want to make Hondo have to put up with Holdo? Really?
There you go. So what restaurant did you try? Did you try Docking Bay 27 or what was it? Something 7?
We didn't try any because honestly, park food, what we do is usually if we're not going to a restaurant, we wait and go somewhere after because the prices are just so ridiculous.
Yeah, they were. I ate there just to get, because I actually said in my review, I said generally I find the fast food joints, the counter service restaurants at theme parks they're a ripoff.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that what I had costs like $16.88. I got a rib meal at the Docking Bay 7, and it cost $16.88. And I mentioned I could have gone over to the Brown Derby and got a Wagyu beef hamburger for $19.99. Or I could have gotten their world famous Cobb salad for $13. So yeah, I find a lot of I'm the same way as you. The sit down restaurants are the ones you want to go to, the table service. But
I will be interested if they open a sit down restaurant for Star Wars.
That was one of the mistakes we made when we went. We usually just got park food, and I wish, especially now knowing more of the restaurants, having watched a lot of your videos, I wish we had gone to more of the sit down.
Yeah, when you come down, like I said, if you come down, you guys take care of your hotel. We'll find a way to get you into Disney, but I can definitely get you into Universal, and that'll free up some cash so you could actually experience some of these places I've talked about. As far as I think it would be awesome if they made a sit-down restaurant. I'll tell you, they missed out on a Pizza Planet for Toy Story Land. Who didn't think of that?
That would have been awesome, yeah.
They could have.
If you remember, they had before Toy Story Land was in, they over by Muppets.
Oh yeah, that's still there. Pizza Rizza is still there, and it sucks. But I'm talking about they could have a decent pizza shop there too. like what's it called, Vivio's or whatever it is over at no, Vivio's is the Italian at Universal. What's that pizza shop at Epcot that's awesome? Or the Blaze or something. They could have a restaurant sponsored by the Blaze and just call it something different. Like they could call it Pizza Planet, but it's the Blaze Pizza and such. That would be awesome, because Blaze is good pizza. Have you eaten there yet at Disney Springs?
No, I haven't been there because, well, Disney Springs, ever since they got rid of Disney Quest, I've just been going less and less.
Are you like me? It's like the chances of you ever hitting NBA.
Oh, I don't want to go there unless they open that restaurant and they have the cheesecake pizza towers that they had in NBA City.
Okay.
Those were delicious.
Yeah, I don't see myself ever going to the NBA experience. $35. Frankly, I would rather go to Disney Quest. I had a lot of fun with Disney Quest. Let's see. Seems it's the only thing Kathleen Kinney and Ryan Johnson seem to bring into Star Wars. So I don't know. There you go. I want to ask you a little bit more about this since we're talking. I'm trying to figure out something to ask you about because you didn't talk to everybody the same way I did, so you had a different experience. Did you walk away with any merchandise?
$200 a lightsaber? No, no, I didn't.
Well, there's other things there. You don't have to. It's not like it's nothing or the lightsaber. I
went with a person who their shirt something happened and they needed to buy one. They had to pay like $38 for a T-shirt.
Wow, your person couldn't get them a discount?
Well, no, that was with the discount.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and that was at Galaxy's Edge?
At Galaxy's Edge.
Because usually the T-shirts at most cost $30. So, like, it would be 35% discount for an employee. That would be what, $39? That would be about around $20. But $30, that would mean that was a $50 freaking T-shirt. Holy Toledo, that's expensive. Yeah, I didn't buy any of the merchandise. I was just walking about. There were things that I saw that were interesting. I like the pets store, and I know my daughter's gonna love that. They like they like all of the
plushes,
the plushies and such, like the stuff you could get at the Wizarding World. So I have a feeling they're gonna like the stuff you can get at Batu as well. So that kind of stuff is there. You could get some action figures. You could get different clothes if you wanted to. If you wanted to buy the Star Wars robes, they have that kind of store. If you want your own Salacious Crumb, they sell Salacious Crumbs.
I actually went in the pet store too. The person wasn't really talking. They were just standing there when I was there. They were just standing there looking around. But I looked at all those plushies they had. That the Salacious Crumb, isn't that the one that has a little remote that you can move the mouth and the head?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's neat.
It looks really cool. Yeah, it's $60 though. But nothing is cheap in Galaxy's Edge.
Like
I said, they really expect everybody going into this to want things to the point where they're not going to care about price. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes they've made. But like I said, otherwise it's a fun time. It is a good trip. I did like the food I got there. If anybody decides to eat there, it's just understand that it's all at this point counter service. I haven't tried the snacks, the snack bar thing they had that has the robot turning the spit. I hadn't eaten there yet. I'll give that a try next time I go.
That's where I think we would have eaten if we had.
Yeah, because that's like quick. I'm okay with that because it's like, okay, this is $8.99. That's $10. Yeah. Kind of like if you get a turkey leg or something just to hold people over.
This is a little off topic, but you went to Gaston's when it had the pork shank, right?
Oh, yeah, I love that pork shank, man. It was good.
I missed that. They got rid of it.
And they got a turkey leg and a Cinnabon. Like, really? Really? No, that pork shank was one of the best things out at Disney. I would forget about going to any sit down sometimes because that pork shank, it would only cost like $12, and it was like that big. It was this huge piece of pork. It really was so good. Yeah,
And you could easily get full on that, and then you get the Lefroux's brew if you wanted something special, and whew, you had a good time.
Disney doesn't own Spaceballs, I think, do they?
Doesn't Disney own everything?
Yep, saying they should make a Spaceballs land. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy the land a lot, getting into it. I like just walking around. I like the characters walking about. Chewbacca showing, following me around after I saw his little show. Really cool
Chewie
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, when he was actually walking there when we arrived, and he walked behind the little thing protecting the Millennium Falcon from people going right to it.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
It was great.
You get a picture of Chewbacca with the Falcon. That's awesome.
Yeah, the way that they were just, it's really a nice thing to go see.
So what did you try in the bar?
I got the Jabba Juice.
Okay.
And what that is basically a kind of like an orange mango type thing.
Okay.
But it had a little boba on the top. Do you know what boba is?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. It had that on the top. And as soon as they arrived, the waitress pointed to a tank above the bar, and it has like this giant toad in it, and you see a bunch of boba all around it. Those are the eggs. That toad right there got you the eggs right there.
Okay, I saw one of these frogs in one of the shops as well. So yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. Did you try the milks?
I tried both milks. The green milk is so horrible.
That's what everybody tells me. I ordered the blue, and I'm like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get the green milk," and somebody's like, "Don't do that." I'm like, "Okay, I guess I'll wait until next time."
The blue milk is interesting. I like it, but I don't think I'll ever need it again.
It's like I said in the video. It feels like this texture should not be going with this flavor. It just seems wrong. It seems wrong that you have that milky kind of smooth texture in it.
The fruitiness.
Yeah, it tastes like a fruity lifesaver. So it was.
If they actually put milk in it, I think it could be a little better.
Yeah,
not milk. That's the main.
Yeah, but I do. My daughter's lactose intolerant, so I kind of appreciate there's something that she can get and enjoy.
Yeah,
that's Elizabeth, and yeah, so I kind of appreciate that. Well, anyway, gonna close this up here, and thank you for sharing your Galaxy's Edge story. Okay, so if they're not going to Galaxy's Edge and eating, what restaurant at Hollywood Studios should they go to?
If you're going to eat at Hollywood Studios,
let's see if we agree on this.
I'm trying to. It's been a while, but I think it could be that little cafe. It's like a retro TV cafe, and I'm pretty sure the time
50s prime time. 50s prime time. Okay, yeah. We agree. High five. Although for ambiance, I have to say sci-fi is really cool as well. All righty, guys. Thank you very much, everybody in the chat. Thank you very much adding on to the conversation. Dalton, I appreciate you showing up for it as well. And as always, a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun talking about all of this stuff tonight.
Yeah.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm going to try to do another one tomorrow to talk about some of the other stuff that's been announced at D23. There's so much. And I didn't want to make this a 3-hour live stream. Yeah. So I want to do this again tomorrow. If you guys are available, it'd be awesome. Good night, kids. Eat hot death frag. He says his jaw was still his wallet. Okay. Always very nice in the chat there. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching, gang.
Cheers, guys.
Have a good night.